Hello and welcome to Lockdown Live, a musical extravaganza. I'm delighted that you're able to join us this evening to experience a little of what has been going on for some of our musicians over the last term. Whilst live performances are still banned, we are unable to invite you to come to a concert, but I hope that you will enjoy our virtual offering this evening. This has been a difficult year for music making. 12 months ago, when we went first into lockdown, there were talks of concerts and rehearsals being super spreader events, and singing, along with playing brass and wind instruments, became something that was seen as being unsafe. However, since then, we have all learnt a lot, not least how to use a whole raft of new technology. Studies were done by specialists in their field, and we found that we could undertake these dangerous activities if we followed a strict risk assessment, involving everybody standing 2 metres away from each other. Not ideal, but better than nothing. Since then, we've been locked down 3 times, and the schools have been closed twice, but we have continued to make music wherever and however we can. Tonight is just a snapshot of what has been going on right through the 4 faculties, and I hope that you can appreciate the skill, time and effort that has gone into producing these recordings. You first heard the string ensemble joined by the recital strings in 3 movements from Peter Warlock's evocative Capriole suite, recorded virtually in their homes. This dance suite was originally written for piano duet in 1926, but later orchestrated by the composer for strings. We heard 3 movements tonight: Basse Danse, performed by our string ensemble and recital strings, and then Pavane and Matachin, performed by the string ensemble alone. Both ensembles are directed by our head of strings and orchestras, Kate Burns. Next, you will hear 2 pieces sung by chamber choir. The first, Cantate Domino by the Italian Baroque composer Giuseppe Pittoni, is a short, energetic piece exhorting the audience to sing joyfully and rejoice. We were lucky enough to be able to record this piece in person a couple of weeks ago. However, you will notice the strict social distancing measures in place. The second piece is a Clare Benediction by John Rutter. Rutter was Director of Music at Clare College, Cambridge for some years, and this beautiful and reflective piece was originally written for this choir. Thanks to Richard West for providing a piano accompaniment, and to our Head of Singing and Choirs, David Morris, for working with me with chamber choir.
Cantate Domino, cantate Domino, canticum novum, laudeus in ecclesia sanctorum, in ecclesia sanctorum. May God you and above
Next up are two smaller ensembles from the wind, brass and percussion faculty. First, we have a percussion duet version of a beautiful two-part invention by the great J.S. Bach, played on xylophone and marimba. Following that, we have a piece of chamber music for three flutes and piano. Entitled Twilight, this hauntingly beautiful piece is written by the Norwegian-turned-American film composer Herman Beefstink and really exploits the natural sound of the flute. Finally, in this segment, we have one more choral item. The well-known piece, If Ye Love Me, is by the English Renaissance composer Thomas Tallis, who over his lifetime wrote in a wide variety of styles designed to please the royalty of the day. This simple homophonic piece was written during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, in the style preferred by the Reformed Church, as opposed to the more florid style of the Catholics. And now for another arrangement of a piece by J.S. Bach, this time coached by Melanie Reinhardt, our head of keyboard and chamber music. One of Bach's most famous works is his set of 6 Brandenburg concertos. This evening we will hear the first movement of the 3rd concerto, first written for just string instruments, but today performed in an arrangement for 2 pianos, 8 hands. The observant amongst you may notice that the piece is actually being played on 3 pianos in this recording. Due to COVID-19 safety measures, our students cannot share a piano. So why not 4 pianos then? Well, 2 of the performers are siblings, and so therefore they can share a piano. I'm sure that you'll agree with me that this evening's concert has been absolutely fantastic. When you take into account that a great many of our musicians have had very little, if any, opportunity to perform with each other this year, and that social distancing measures in place make ensemble singing and playing a very different experience to anything that they may have done pre-COVID, then the results are even more impressive. I'm immensely proud of the resilience shown throughout this period by both our young musicians and our staff, who have been tireless in their efforts to keep making music where possible. In addition to the staff already mentioned, I would like to particularly thank our new music technician, Joe Moore, who's compiled all of these recordings over the last couple of weeks, having to learn a huge amount about a lot of things in a very short time. I would also like to thank all of you, not only for listening to our concert this evening, but also for the very great support that you show Loughborough School's music throughout the year. I hope that you have enjoyed it and have a happy and restful Easter break. And so, on to our last piece. Many of you will know our head of wind brass percussion, Aidan Geary, as the man behind the Symphonic Wind Band. Well, in addition to coaching the smaller items heard earlier in the programme, he has masterminded a finale to remember. Members from across the faculty and from both the Symphonic Wind Band and the Concert Band have come together to take part in Disney's magical marches, arranged here by Eric Osterling. There will be bonus points available to anyone who can correctly identify the 3 marches heard here. Good evening.